Hey Paris, it's Miss Ost from 2nd grade, and today I'm going to share with you one of my favorite Dr. Seuss books. So this is actually 3 books in one. So this is Gertrude the Turtle and Other Stories, and I'll be reading today one of the other stories. So I'm going to be reading today Gertrude McFuzz. Let's go ahead and read this book together. There once was a girl bird named Gertrude McFuzz, and she had the smallest plain tail ever was. One droopy droop feather, that's all that she had. And oh, that one feather made Gertrude so sad. For there was another young bird that she knew, a fancy young birdie named Lola Lilu. And instead of one feather behind, she had 2. Poor little Gertrude, whenever she happened to spy Miss Lola Lilu flying by in the sky, she got very jealous, she frowned, and she pouted. Then one day she got awfully mad and she shouted, "This just isn't fair. I have 1. She has 2. I must have a tail like Lola Lilu." So she flew to her uncle, a doctor named Dake, whose office was high in a tree by the lake. And she cried, "Uncle Doctor, oh please do you know of some kind of pill that will make my tail grow?" "Tut, tut," said the doctor, "such talk, how absurd. Your tail is just right for your kind of bird." Then Gertrude had tantrums. She raised such a din that finally her uncle, the doctor, gave in. And he told her just where she could find such a pill, on a pillberry vine at the top of the hill. "Oh, thank you," chirped Gertrude McFuzz as she flew right straight to the hill where the pillberry grew. Yes, there was the vine. As soon as she saw it, she plucked off a berry and she started to gnaw it. It tasted just awful, almost made her sick, but she wanted that tail, so she swallowed it quick. Then she felt something happen. She felt a small twitch, as if she'd been tapped down behind by a switch. And Gertrude looked round and she cheered. It was true, 2 feathers, exactly like Lola Lilu. Then she got an idea. "Now I know what I'll do. I'll grow a tail better than Lola Lilu. These pills that grow feathers are working just fine." So she nibbled another one off of the vine. She felt a new twitch and Gertrude yelled, "Whee! Miss Lola has just 2 and I have 3. When Lola Lilu sees this beautiful stuff, she'll fall right down flat on her face, sure enough. I'll show her who's pretty, I certainly will. Why, I'll make my tail even prettier still." Oh my goodness, so she wants to make her tail bigger and bigger and bigger to be better than Lola Lilu's. I don't know. I think something bad may happen. She snatched at those berries that grew on the vine. She gobbled down 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And she didn't stop eating, young Gertrude McFuzz, till she'd eaten 3 dozen. That's all that there was. The feathers popped out with a zang, with a zing. They blossomed like flowers that bloom in the spring. All fit for a queen, what a sight to behold. They sparkled like diamonds and gumdrops of gold. Like silk, like spaghetti, like satin, like lace. They burst out like rockets all over the place. They waved in the air and they switched in the breeze. And some were as long as the branches of trees. And still they kept growing. They popped until long about sundown, when finally they stopped. "And now," giggled Gertrude, "the next thing to do is to fly right straight home and show Lola Lilu. And when Lola sees these, well, her face will get red, and she'll let out a scream, and she'll fall right down dead." Look how big Gertrude's tail is now. Oh my goodness, it covers 2 pages. But then she spread out her wings to take off from the ground, but with all of those feathers, she weighed 90 pounds. She yanked and she pulled and she let out a squawk. But the bird couldn't fly, couldn't run, couldn't walk. And all through that night, she was stuck on that hill, and Gertrude McFuzz might be stuck up there still, if her good Uncle Drake hadn't heard the girl yelp, and he rushed to her rescue and brought along help. To lift Gertrude up almost broke all their beaks, and to fly her back home, it took almost 2 weeks. And then it took almost another week more to pull out those feathers. My, Gertrude was sore. And finally, when all of that pulling was done, Gertrude behind her again had just 1. The 1 little feather she had as a starter, but now that's enough because now she is smarter. So sweet. What do you think the message of this book is? So Gertrude wanted something that she didn't have, but in the end, she realized that she was perfect just the way she was. So what do you think that could mean when you're referring to yourself in your own life? I hope you guys enjoyed reading this with me. I love Dr. Seuss books, so you will have to comment what your favorite one is under this video. I love you guys so much. I miss Paris like crazy, and hopefully I will see you guys soon. Bye, guys.